Welcome everybody to day 3 of the Permian Basin International Oil Show. I'm your host, Keith Stelter, Tally Book Troubleshooting, coming to you from the oil show here in the Ector County Coliseum, Odessa, Texas. The podcast party, part of a great group of guys, Fossil Fuel Fridays, Matt Hill, Ken Lavin, and the Crude Life is here as well, Jason Spees, all bringing you content from the oil show here. Big shout out to the sponsor of the podcast party, the Wireline Group. Thank you so much for having us all here. Big shout out to Stacy Jones, who invited me to be part of the Permian Basin International Oil Show. Having a blast, interviewing all these great, vendors, customers. It's been great. On to the show. Great guest. Found me up here on the second level. Was like, man, I'm not sure where to kind of go. He found me. Larry, how's it going? What's new? What's going on, man?
It's going really well. This is the first time we've been here, so it's the first experience with shows in general, trade shows in general. Fantastic experience. A lot of people coming through. A lot of conversations, a lot of cards going out.
Yep, it's a great networking event.
Fantastic.
Man, it's got to be one of the biggest shows in the last 2 years at least. Do a proper introduction, let everybody know. You got a LinkedIn account, right?
I do.
Shout out everybody where you're at. You take all connections, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Tell them what you got, a little bit about yourself, and what you guys got going on.
Okay. Larry Davis. I'm the owner of Petrocat Energy Services. We provide pressure gauges and sensors to collect reservoir data. We do DFITs, or diagnostic fracture injection tests, and frac interference monitoring. We're a small company. We have an office here in Odessa and in Houston, and we're really pushing hard. I just bought the company in the last couple of months.
Oh, wow, congratulations. Where's the biggest area you guys work for? Is it here? Are you all over
right here,
the
US?
The Permian Basin?
Yeah,
that's where the big push is?
That's most of our business. 80% of our business is here.
It makes sense. Like, if you're not really working here in the Permian Basin, I think you should at least get into the sandbox, because this is where all the activity is, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. A little bit about your background. Where'd you start out? Where are you originally from?
So I was born in Texas. Proud to be a Texan.
Heck yeah.
6 weeks old, I moved to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my dad is a chemical engineer, worked for Saudi Aramco. My mom is a teacher. She also worked for Aramco, and we were all there for 30 years. So I grew up, spent my time all over Saudi Arabia, in the eastern province, which is Dhahran. In the middle, we're right on top of the biggest oil reservoir in the world. Spent 8-9 years there, and then all on the west coast as well.
I spent a little bit of time in Iraq. Never got a chance to go to Saudi Arabia. Man, that sounds like quite an upbringing. Man, talk about an oil field.
Yeah.
That's the Permian Basin times 2, I would say, right?
Yeah. It was, actually staying in Iraq, we had some military guys that came over, or military heroes, I should say, that came over just for a little R&R, and we'd bring them into the compounds. And fantastic experience. They'd come and hang out, drink cold drinks, because they didn't have cold drinks in the desert. They're like, ice, please give me some ice. So it was really rewarding. I was probably, I don't know, in my teens, and they're competitive. We'd go play softball and volleyball, and really fun experience having our men and women.
Sounds like a great experience. So you come back to the U.S.
Come back to the U.S.
And so give us, the recent. What were you doing the last 5 years?
Last 5 years. So I have a degree in engineering physics. I've always loved
That's impressive, sir.
Love the oil and gas field. Out of college, I went into trading. So I was on the trading side. I was trading futures. But my growing up, I was in the oil field, and I've always been around it. So I've always wanted to get into the field and get my boots dirty.
Yeah.
So this is a family business that I bought. Petrocat Energy Services is a family business, and owned by my wife's uncle. So he's at the end of his career, and he said, listen, come out and work with me for a few years, and we'll talk about it. So I was 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off for the last 3 years, and learning the ropes. I would do all the field work.
Any interesting stories? The reason I asked, the premise usually of my podcast is I have people come on, they tell a quick story. Something was on fire, something was broken, and they fix it with baling twine. Don't mean to put you on the spot, but any...
Oh, I got one. I think everybody has one. Really.
I think so too.
Yeah, so we were doing a defit. I was called out, and it was a long process. They're having a problem with the wire line. The toe sleeve, they're having a problem with the toe sleeve. And so I'm sitting there, and the company man said, "Listen, sit in your car and just wait, and I'll let you know when we're ready for the defect." So I said, "All right." So the wire line I was sitting right next to the wire line truck, and I'm really new. I mean, I've only been in the field for probably 3-4 months.
Green as grass.
Yeah, very, very green. And so I'm watching, and the wire was going across down a hole, and I see this truck come onto the pad, and he was collecting the porta potties. I was like, okay, that's good. That's good for everybody. So I see him go off to the side of the pad, and he does his stuff, and there's some porta potties through the wire line on the other side. Ooh. So I thought, now this is interesting. So it didn't calculate in my mind. A little slow, and I'm sitting and watching, and he's looking around, totally not focusing on anything. He's just driving by, not fast, like 5 miles an hour.
That's how it usually happens.
And this guy's coming across, and I see him out of my car. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not looking good. And I freeze because I'm a new guy. I don't know what to do. And he goes, and his porta potty, top of his porta potty, catches the wire line. And the company man goes, stop! He starts screaming. Everybody starts screaming. He has no idea. Just totally, just lost. And it's going, whoa, and the wire's starting to stretch. And thank God the wireline guy was paying attention. He pressed the release button, released the wire, and the company man comes out, chucks his hard hat at the truck. It's like, and it won't go up, so he slams on his brakes. And thank God nothing really happened.
I did wireline for nearly 15 years. That happens more times than people care to admit. So that's man, really appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any other big shout outs you want to throw out there? You got anybody, any big projects on that, or customers or something you want to say hi to out there?
Yeah, we have a lot of really good customers. Kaiser Francis is a fantastic customer of ours. AEP, fantastic customer of ours. We really appreciate their business. We've been doing business with them for a long time, and they really appreciate them. They keep us floating, and we're right now at Petrocat. We're just looking for more business.
Are you seeing the increase of calls with the price of oil increase?
Absolutely. And there's a lot more activity. Unfortunately, we haven't done a very good job in the past in marketing our company. So that's why we're really here. This is just the first.
You got to talk to people like me and get on podcasts and
exactly.
throw it out there. Right on, man. Well,
exactly.
Really appreciate you coming down.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully we weren't too hard on you. Was this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast.
Man, I love to hear that. That's awesome. Not too painful, right?
No.
Awesome. Check it out. Connect with Larry Davis on LinkedIn, right? You promised me you got a LinkedIn profile?
I promise.
I'll make sure you're tagged. We'll get this uploaded here in a few minutes. And everybody, that's how you troubleshoot.